has entered my mind. I started hearing it come in when I was eating some fresh cantaloupe. I thought I'm going to finish the cantaloupe. It was about, you're not going to get the warning. You're looking for a warning. How much time do we have? Will they warn us of something to come? You're not going to get that type of a warning. You're not going to get the warning that you want. And you may say, well, they really should warn us ahead of time before they do something. They got to warn us ahead of time before they do something. You're not going to get the warning that you want. That kind of warning that you're looking for, they're not going to give it to you at this point. They're not. Don't look for it. Don't look for something that's going to be blasted out there telling you exactly what's coming. Don't look for it. Don't look for like leaked out information. They're going to keep a tight lid on information like that. They're not going to let it leak out. The only warnings that you're going to get, hello Applebrooks honey, the only warnings that you're going to get are the ones that you can sense. You can look around and you can put, why's my nose had to tickle? You can look around and you can literally put 1 + 1 = 2. You'll see the patterns. You'll see with your own eyes without them having to give you these warning signs. You'll be able to look at this point. You should be able to look at this point. What's happening all around the world. And that's your warning. That's your warning. It's like a wicked and perverse generation asks for a sign. Give us a sign. Give us a warning. You'll get none. You will get none. The only one you'll get, I lost my one glasses while on the rush to get out the door this morning. So now I'm stuck with these glasses until I go downstairs and find them. Hello, Applebrooks honey. Yeah. If a person isn't ready by now, Justine, yeah, if you're not ready by now. But that can't always be the That can't always be the case. Let me flip this up. That cannot always be the case because people wake up when they're meant to wake up. They really do. It's like the people in the vineyard, the parable of the vineyard. Some people came in at the 11th hour, and we did a video on the 11th hour, and they got paid as much as the people who came in at the earliest part of the day. The last will be first, and the first will be last. Really. So there are a lot of things that are going on. You know there is. And there are a lot of things that are not being said. And it's those things that are not being said that you see going on because they're not officially talking about them. Those in themselves are warning signs. They're not your typical warning sign. When they're not saying nothing, that means they're not even warning people about what they're doing, of what is to come. When they're not saying nothing, when they're used to, blasting things out there, the news, their silence is your warning. It's not your typical warning. Their silence is your warning. And you can feel it in the air. You can feel an eerie silence about certain things that is happening, that you see happening. You're hearing about it through the grapevine. Not much longer will you be my baby. I heard it through the grapevine. And I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, honey. That song popped into my head just then, you all. Somebody's singing about that song, The Grapevine. The Grapevine. We're talking about the grapes of wrath. The winepress of God's fury. Really like that. Do not touch the oil or the wine, is what it says. Do not touch the oil or the wine. If you're just tuning in, you're not going to get the warning that you want. When something is about to go down and it's something major, there will be no warning, the kind that you want. You will wake up one day and then boom, it'll be right there in your face. Right there in your face. And for those who were waiting for the warning, oh, they're going to be totally shocked. They'll think, well, they should have told us. I didn't even know nothing was going on. It's because you weren't looking at the clues being dropped. The clues. Clues being dropped, Q drops. Q-tips, Q drops. Why is that entering my mind? But it entered my mind, okay. You weren't looking at what was happening around the world. You weren't looking at what was happening in your neighborhood. You weren't looking at what was happening in your city, your state, your country. You just weren't looking. You weren't looking for it. You thought since all was silent, since all was quiet, and you weren't seeing nothing anywhere or reading nothing on the internet, you thought all is well. All is well. Until this is coming to my mind, till the shot that went round the world was the start of the revolution. The shot that went round the world was the start of the revolution. That just popped into my mind. So we're living in a day and age where, you know, it would be nice to get a warning. You know how they give out alert warnings. So there's a tornado coming. We want everybody to be prepared. There's a tornado warning. They give out warnings for tornadoes, natural disasters, and things like that. But the one warnings that you would like, you're not going to hear about them until you get the official thing that comes through your cell phone. And that's not going to be the warning. That's going to be, hello, this is happening right now. This is happening right now. You're not going to have that much time to prepare. You're not. And if you think I'm talking in circles, I'm not talking in circles. There's something going on and there's too much silence and people are looking for signs. But you're not going to get the sign. You're not going to get the warning that you want. If you feel within your spirit, if you are spiritually inclined, you don't even have to be spiritually inclined. Within your spirit, you know that this world that you're living in, and wherever you're at, it's changed. It's changed. The way the world operates is different now. It truly is as if there is another type of power that has stepped up to the plate. And there's another type of power that is exercising its control. He will exercise his control on the earth for how long? Was it 1,260 days or something like that? Will exercise his authority on the earth. That's coming too. No, it feels like there was a change of guard that happened. And there was a change of guard. We're in a transitionary period right now. And it's an uncomfortable period to be in. It is. I admit it's really uncomfortable. No one wants to be in a period of transition because you don't know what the end result is going to be. But right now, you're right in the middle of it. And transitioning means there is a change coming. There's a change coming. And you may want to know, how are you going to prepare for this change? What was his slogan? Was it change you can count on or something? I don't know what his slogan was. Does anybody know what his slogan was about change? I know he said the word change. I can't remember what it was. But that's what he ran on, change. We're in the middle of a transitionary period on Earth. Grace and grace. Oh. You saw a bunch of vehicles on the road and stuff. this afternoon where you live and do not usually see this. They could be having drills. I can't remember the, he maybe just ran on that one word, change. Change. You're not going to be given the warning that you think you're going to get. You're not going to get it. You know, you can probably, it's like you giving your child a warning. You tell your child, don't you do this. I'm not going to warn you again. You warn them again, don't you do this. Well, you ain't going to have any type of warning like that. Or you're about to do something and you're not aware of the consequences of your action and you don't get a single bit of a warning and you do that and then something happens and you think, well, they should have at least warned me that this would have happened, that if I did this, this was going to happen. No, no warning's going to be given to you. None. Or we should have known that if the United States of America did this, or if the leaders of the world did this, they should have warned us of the consequences of what they were doing, of their actions, before they made the decision to do what they did. Well, you're not included in that decision, and I'm not included in that decision. And as far as they're concerned, we don't have a voice in matters of national security. We don't have a voice. They're going to do what they want to do, and they're going to make the best decisions they feel is necessary for the nation that you live in. And your mouthpiece does not matter. And they're not going to include you in on what they're doing. They're not going to include you. It's going to be hush, hush. So when all you know what breaks out, all HE double hockey sticks breaks out, and you think, well, they didn't tell us nothing. If they would have told us something, we would have said we didn't want it. Well, it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter if you want it. It doesn't matter if you don't want it. It don't matter. It's something's been put into motion. We're in the middle of transitioning, and transitioning means there's a change that's coming. And so far, according to them, the change has went pretty well, according to them. Whatever it is that they're using to gauge the wellness of the transition, we don't truly know the final outcome. We may think that we do. We don't know the final outcome. We know that change brings about a lot of pain, a lot of sorrow, a lot of heartache when it's bad. So, and people resist change because people don't want to change. Countries don't want to change. And if they do want to change, it seems like they want to change in the way to they want more power. They want more power. They want to be the ruler. We got a lot of kings on the earth. We got a lot of kings on the earth. That's interesting. You got a lot of kings on the earth. Where's the queens? Where are the queens of the earth? You got a lot of kings. I think even in The Lord of the Rings, it was just kings. There was no queens. And then 10 kingdoms, kings. 9 rings were given to the race of men. There's no queens. Where are all the queens? Did they strip the queens of their authority, of their divinity? Did they? True queens. True queens. I'm not talking about reptilian queens. I'm not, because that's not a real queen. It's not. Where's all the real queens? Why's it got to be just the kings? Well, somebody's not happy about that. In fact, I feel it in the spiritual realm. My face is getting red. It's giving me a hot flash. Someone in the spiritual realm is not happy about that. That, there's no queens. There's no balance. There's no balance. Wow, there's no balance, you all. It's the power was it was a usurping of power. It was a stealing of crowns. It was in the spiritual realm, a stealing of crowns. A blotting out. A blotting out of the women, of the feminine, really a blotting out of the feminine to where the masculine became dominant. It's not supposed to be this way. It's not. Even in the book of Revelation, if you think about Christ, there's an example of it. Loved the church. The church was his wife. Loved it as much as himself. It's how it goes, symbolically speaking. Husbands should love them wives like Christ did. He didn't put himself above her. And totally didn't exclude her. Didn't exclude the church, the bride of Christ, the feast. The feast. The wedding banquet. Because it's like the feminine. It's like the feminine. It's the masculine and the feminine. They strip the feminine of their inheritance. Don't ask me how this turned over to this. I have no idea. Okay, I don't know how this happened. But there is an unbalanced power out there. And the feminine has been stripped of it. And it started in the Garden of Eden. It's like there was a great deception. A great deception has taken place, and it continues to take place. That's all I'm supposed to say. A great deception has taken place, and it is continuing to take place, but the scales have got to be balanced. They are going to be balanced. They are. No, because it's like this. According to this feminine-like energy I'm picking up. They've the scales are tipped, and the feminine is in this example, the feminine is way down here now, way down here at the bottom, and the masculine is way up here, and it shouldn't be. It's supposed to be balanced. Yeah. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. You're not going to get the warning that you wanted. If you're looking for the warning to warn you before something happens, a major warning, you're not going to get it. Because at this point, they're not giving it out anymore. You'll know when it's here. Whatever's happening is here, you're going to know about it. You will absolutely know about it. By then, it'll be too late for some people. It will be too late for some people. And I think somebody mentioned that in here. And I said, well, people will wake up when they're meant to. Well, it will be too late for some people. And those some people are those who refuse to see what's right there in front of them. Refuses to see what's right there in front of them. Refuses to acknowledge what's going on in the world is not normal. It's not normal at all. It's not. Well, it may be the new normal that's here. The new normal that's here. Okay. I would encourage you to, a lot of you are waking up. A lot of you, you're more awake now than you ever have been, and you know that there's a lot more that's going to awaken within you. Is somebody getting themselves hidden by our Applebrooks, honey? Shame on you for doing that. For doing things that get yourself in trouble. Now you just get yourself out the door. That's right. Makes it easy on her. It makes it easy on us. It makes it easy on us, you all. just look around. Look around, do your own investigation. Look around and see what you sense within your being. What are you seeing in your spiritual eyes? What are you seeing physically going on in the world? What it is that you're hearing that they're not saying? What you're seeing, but they're not acknowledging that you're seeing it, you're hearing about it. And this is beyond hearsay, because we have people now who are connected all around the world, and they live in these areas where things are taking place. It's like you don't need the news to tell us anymore. We have physical bodies who live in these places. They're telling you what's going on in their country. They're telling you what's going on, what's going down. It's like, who needs the news? Who needs the news? They're old news. They are old news at this point. But if you feel within your spirit you should prepare, then you should prepare in the manner you see fit. If you feel that you have a little bit more time left, then so be it. Do what you want with your time. Go ahead. I am going to go. You're not going to get the warning that you think you're going to get. Like the warnings that you get, like a tornado is coming. They're really good on those warnings right there that they send out. I think that's great. That's a good use of the warning system, early warning systems before this right here that's happening, the transitioning period that we're in. They're being hush-hush. We're just trying to, this is how they're doing. We'll just slowly let it, just like slowly slide this on in. And let's not make any noise. Let's try to keep the noises down as possible. Let's sneak this right in to where they won't even notice. Because if we make a lot of noise, then they're going to look up and they're going to want to look around. So this is what they're doing. They're sneaking in this transitionary period, slowly going in front, like they're going in front, like they're straightening out the wrinkles of like a red carpet or something. Just think of that. They go in there and they're quietly straightening out the wrinkles of this red carpet in this transitioning period. I'm using a visual. And that way, when humanity or civilization moves forward, there ain't going to be no wrinkles or nothing. We're going to try to make it as smooth as possible. That way they won't really know anything. I mean, they'll see stuff happening, but if we make a lot of noise and we leave a lot of wrinkles and they're going to trip over the wrinkles, then they're going to look up and they're going to want to know what's going on. So they're trying to be quiet behind the scenes. They're trying to be very, very careful. It's their quietness that you need to be aware of. And ask yourself, why are we not hearing about what's happening in this what here? Because I'm reading about it, I'm hearing things, and it doesn't sound good, because I can think I see the direction in which this is going. There's a reason you ain't hear it. They don't want to cause a ruckus. They don't. I'm going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. I'll go ahead and say it. You're going to say it. That song, Playing with the Queen of Hearts. Knowing that it ain't smart. The Joker is the only fool who'll do anything for you. Queen of Hearts. Heart. I said it. I said it. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments. And I will see you later. Love you. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Thank you.